What's up, guys? It's Taylor. Welcome back to The Blueprint, a channel in which we talk about software engineering principles and, sometimes build things. But not today. We're not building anything today. Today is actually a special day because it's actually the start of our brand new series here on this channel that's going to be about how to program using Java. So the idea behind this series is that I want to take you from little to no programming skills to enough confidence to build your own small projects. If that sounds like something you're interested in, well, just keep on watching. Or, I guess you can make a sandwich. Or you can do both. You can make a sandwich and you can keep watching. So let's get to it. So before we actually get into any programming or setting up our environments, I actually just want to talk to you about why Java is such a great language to learn for beginners. So number one, Java is so robust and versatile. What I mean by this is with Java, you can actually make games. You can do data analytics, you can make a website, you can make some software for your desktop. Really, the sky's the limit. With Java, there's so many different things you can do, and there's so many different libraries that you can utilize. So it's a great tool to have in your tool belt, depending on whatever project that you want to do. So the second reason that Java is such a great beginner language is that it's universal. So what I mean by that is if you have a Linux machine and your friend has a Windows machine and you guys want to collaborate, you can. There's absolutely no problem. You can send Java files back and forth to one another and you'll be able to read exactly what your friend is doing and vice versa. So the third reason that Java is a great language to learn for beginners is that Java's actually really popular. At the time of me recording this video, it usually falls in second most popular language or third most popular language. The reason that that's actually a good thing for you is that if you need help with something, or you want someone to look over your code, or you just want to find someone to collaborate on a project with, there's a lot of Java developers out there, so it's going to be a lot easier for you to reach out and ask for help. You cannot say the same thing if you want to become an Ada developer. So the fourth reason that Java is such a great language to learn, and in my opinion, maybe the best reason, is that in terms of difficulty, Java is right in the middle. It is not as easy as, let's say, a language like Python, and it's not as difficult as, let's say, a language like C. So let me give you an example. Here's some code to print out the numbers 1 through 10 in Python. Very simple, right? You can understand it and easily see what it does. Here's some code to print out 1 through 10 in C. Yeah, so this is pretty easy, not too difficult, but definitely not as easy as Python. And here's some code to actually print out 1 through 10 in Java. Also not too bad, but you can see that Java and C are a little bit more wordy and the syntax is kind of weird. It's not as easy to read and understand as Python. So you might be wondering, well, why wouldn't I just want to learn Python if Python's easier to read? Just because it's easier to read doesn't necessarily mean that it is a better language to learn. Programming languages are tools. You need different tools for different jobs. For example, if you were trying to hammer a nail, yeah, I guess you could use a screwdriver. You could just bang on it with the screwdriver, but a hammer would be a lot more effective. Programming languages are like that. Depending on what you want to do, C might be a better, language for you to learn if performance matters. Whereas if you want it to be easy to use, you want to do it really quick, or, you want to maybe do some analysis, maybe Ruby or Python might be what you want to do. So it really just depends on your project. So now that I've given a little plug as to why Java is awesome, let's actually set up our environment and, get going. So most likely, if you've never programmed before or you never programmed in Java, you most likely do not have Java installed on your computer. So we're going to head over to google.com and type in Java JDK. And so you're going to click on the first result, which should be from Oracle themselves. So as you'll see what I'm doing here on the screen, I am just scrolling down and looking for the type of machine that I have. Now you can use a .rar file if you want to. I just prefer to use an exe file because I'm lazy. I said it. I'm lazy. So make sure you accept the terms and conditions and click on the one that is correct for your system. And just go ahead and download. This might take a little bit of time. It's not a really big file, but it might take a couple of seconds, maybe a minute. or 2, depending on your internet connection. So once you've done that, if you went ahead and clicked on the exe, go ahead and open your exe up and follow all of the instructional prompts to install Java. So now that you've installed Java on your machine, we now need to go and get an IDE, and that stands for Integrated Development Environment. That piece of knowledge is absolutely useless for you. It's just you're going to hear that word a lot, so it's nice to know what it means. Essentially, an IDE is really just a sexy text editor with some plugins. It's actually way more than that. Let's just think about it for now, and then we'll expand on that definition as we need to. So I'm actually going to install Intellij on my computer because that's my favorite one for, programming in Java. Feel free to use whichever IDE if you want to. If you want to explore some more, just go ahead and type in Java space IDE in Google, and you'll get a list of a lot of different ones that you can use. I'm just going to use Intellij. So I'm just going to head over here, click on this link. It's made by JetBrains. So this is their website. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to download. So Intellij is automatically going to detect what type of system that you have and provide you with the correct download link for your system. So I'm using a Windows computer, so that's the one I'm going to download. And now we just wait. So we're just going to start it up and install it. You can click next all the way through. You don't have to do what I'm doing here. I'm just checking some extensions to make my life easier further on, but you do not have to do this. So once you have that done, go ahead and launch Intellij. The first thing it's going to ask you is to choose your color palette. Now, I actually believe there are other colors in here besides light mode and dark mode. Don't quote me on this one. However, if color is really important to you, there are a lot of other IDEs that do provide a lot of color options. I'm just saying, I like the dark mode. Use whatever you want to. So then it's going to ask you about your plugins and things like that. You can actually click the button over here that says, skip past all the default plugins. I just like to look at them. Sometimes I'll install them, sometimes I don't. Depends on what I want to do. So then you're going to get to this main screen here. So now we're actually going to create our very first project. This box is essentially asking if I want to start my project with a little bit of pre-built code. In this case, I do, but you don't always want to start with this pre-built code depending on what your project is. And so I'm actually just going to name it Hello World right up here. You'll see it. Go ahead and click finish, and then you'll notice that it's actually spinning down here in the corner, and it's going ahead and generating all the files that I will need to build my first Java project. This is our lovely IDE. So I'm going to go ahead and explain just a couple of buttons for you, nothing too crazy. So that little green button that looks like a triangle, that is actually the run button. You click this button when you want to run your program. The correct technical term for this is to compile your program and execute your program. However, we're just going to call it run for now. And so then the button right next to it, which looks like a little bug that's green, that's actually the debug command. And essentially this starts the debugger that's inside of Java. I will teach you how to use this tool later. It's just a very important tool when your program does not run how you want it to, or it does some wacky, unexpected things. Our debugger is there to help us. The only other thing that I want to show you right now that makes things simple is the console box. Now, you can't see the console box right now, so let's go ahead and hit play. So if you hit play, you'll notice that the console box pops up. This is actually, you can call this essentially our result screen. When we do things in our Java program that have anything to do with the console, they will pop up right here. So now let's go ahead and do the most famous thing in programming, and that's print out Hello World. This is just a tradition, essentially. When you first learn how to program, the very first program that you always write is hello world. So if you just follow along to what I'm typing, which is system.out.println, and then inside our parentheses, we're gonna type hello world. And you have to make sure that the hello world appears in green. That is some syntax highlighting done for us by our IDE. And this is essentially saying that this is a string. So once you've typed hello world, go ahead and push the green button. And you'll notice that hello world prints out on the console. And just for giggles, I'll go ahead and print out a smiley face. Pretty simple. Just like that, you built your first Java program, hello world, and you completed a tradition. We always write hello world when we learn brand new languages. It's just a pat on the back. But most importantly is to show that we've configured everything and that we can actually print out something basic. That's the real reason why we do that. So just a quick heads up. This is the only video in this entire series that's not going to feature a challenge or some type of coding exercise. And that's because I really didn't teach you much. I just want to make sure everything worked. So in our next videos, I'm going to issue you different challenges throughout the videos to help you learn. I believe people learn best by doing. Go ahead and leave your errors in the comments below, and I'll be happy to try to help you to troubleshoot it, to figure out what it is that went wrong. So, see you in the next one. Oh, you're still here. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much for sticking around. So yeah, I don't actually have anything else to like teach you right now, you know. Maybe next week or, you know, in a couple days, I'll release another video in this series, you know, that has more to it. But like, you know, right now, I don't have anything for you. But if you like this sort of content, I have other videos on my channel that you can go and watch. I'll just, you know, leave a link for it somewhere, and you can watch that, or you could subscribe. You could subscribe if you wanted to. That would be awesome too. Or you could do both. You know, you can subscribe or watch another video. I don't know. I don't believe in telling people what they have to do. Just suggestions. You could like do both. You could like subscribe and like watch another video. Your choice. I'm gonna go back to doing my thing. So, you know, do what you want to do.